EA just gets better and better. They have a plan to essentially replace developers with generative AI in order to speed up development time and cut costs. This was literally the premise of a Law and Order episode a few weeks ago, where the killer got his job replaced by an AI, so he killed the CEO of the company. Yeah, I watch Law and Order. I'm the only person under the age of 40 that does, but I don't care. It's a great show. This comes after EA cut its entire workforce by 5%. The CEO, Andrew Wilson, made these comments to Morgan Stanley talking about the future of AI and how it can change game development as we know it. I don't think it's going to be for the better, though. I think, yeah, absolutely, AI can be a powerful tool and it can improve upon game development. I'm not necessarily concerned about AI making games worse in the sense that an AI can't make games as good as a human being can. I mean, I'm sure right now that's probably the case, but give it 5-10 years. All this shit that's coming out with AI, like AI cover songs, like people having a song being sung by someone else and it's an AI, and all this shit that's been coming out, Chat GPT, just a few years ago, I couldn't have imagined any of this be possible. So technology is moving very fast. I think one day it will be the case where an AI will be able to develop a game faster, more efficiently, and sometimes better than a human possibly can. In an ideal world, this would be a great thing because the way that we have it right now, it takes forever for a game sequel to come out. GTA 6 is coming out 12 years after GTA 5. Elder Scrolls 6 is probably coming out like 15 years after Skyrim. It's happening, like, it's become a recent trend where games are taking longer and longer and longer to make, and as a consumer it does get frustrating at a certain point because it feels like you're waiting way too long. And there's also a lot of times where content gets cut, features get cut because of deadlines and trying to make the release window and just not having enough resources. Maybe AI can open up a lot of those resources and we can have more features and more content in these games than we ever did before. On the other hand, though, I think it's fucked up using this technology because it's probably going to result in a lot of human beings losing their job. A lot of very talented people suddenly becoming unemployed, and that's something that I can't really support. It would be great if they did both, where they, okay, to keep up with games taking longer and longer to make, we're going to use some AI to make things go a little bit faster. I mean, that's the spin that EA is probably taking on this, but in reality, it's going to be used as a way to eliminate job positions and save money over time. Because that's what a publicly traded corporation is set out to do, is to cut as many costs as possible all the time and just, keep doing that perpetually and perpetually make more and more and more and more and more profit year after year after year after year after year. That's what I was trying to explain in my video about why we're not having another video game crash. These companies, EA, Sony, Microsoft, they're not cutting jobs because they're in dire financial straits. It's because they want to maximize profits and make more money than they already were making. EA had one of its best financial years in company history, yet they recently cut 5% of its workforce. So, it's obviously a contradiction, but it's capitalism, and that's the system we live in. And like I said in that video as well, if you're a socialist, it's really doesn't make any sense for you to engage in the AAA gaming market because it pretty much stands against everything that you personally believe in. And that would always annoy the shit out of me. People who identified as socialist, communist in my college, they would always have the latest technology, the newest $1,500 iPhone Pro Max, whatever the fuck. Like, it's... you don't see the problem here? Really? Yeah, I would say overall this is pretty concerning news for the future and something to be worried about. But with what we have right now, we have AI artists, AI musicians, AI YouTubers. It's getting ridiculous at this point. We don't need AI game developers on top of that. I think the rise of artificial intelligence and robots and shit like that is going to be the issue of this century. It's like just getting started and it's already getting out of control and we need to do something about it. I don't know what that means. Do we need to pass laws banning AI in certain industries and certain things? Or maybe at least heavily regulated, like you can't use AI to fire people and replace people. Maybe you can use it hand in hand, like somehow. I don't know. Like, 'cause it can be a good technology. I feel like it does have a lot of upside potential. I just feel like the downsides are way higher, and it's also EA we're talking about, so they don't have the best well intentions in mind.